Are you tired, listless, looking for a moment of escape from this hellish nightmare reality you inhabit? Today's lucky winner from Sanguis Pharmaceuticals can help. Independent studies that are definitely not fictional showed that listeners reduced their boredom by up to 69%. Today's lucky winner is not for everyone. Do not listen to Today's Lucky Winner if you are under 18, easily offended by cussing, or are a snitch who can't listen to fictional drug use. Side effects may include giggling, distraction from worldly concerns, and hyper-aggressive sleep punching. Ask your doctor if Today's Lucky Winner is right for you.
Previously on Today's Lucky Winner.
I'll try to Frankenstein these timelines together. Any supernatural creatures you've directly interacted with will probably be aware of the altered timeline.
You may know her as the CEO of Sanguis Pharmaceuticals, but soon you will regard her as the vampire who bridged rift between blood and energy vampires. I'm a nice man, Sonny. We could have had eternity together. Now nobody can have you.
I'm Kiva Murphy. I'm a druid.
Shit. I think I'd die here.
Can Sunny be turned into a vampire with this?
Rita took Crawford's arm from Dawn. She opened Sunny's mouth and held the arm so it dripped onto her tongue.
Sunny is good to the core in every timeline.
I'll stay with Sunny. Go!
Congratulations, you're today's lucky winner. Flights of angels sing you to your reward. You put on your Sunday best, but there's no one here to be impressed. Light poured in through the sheer curtains that dressed the bay window in Sunny's living room. Dawn sat in an armchair sipping coffee while the smell of cinnamon rolls wafted in from the kitchen. She had slept nearly 12 hours in the comfort of Sunny's guest room. She had had a strange dream about a howler monkey, but apart from that, she'd slept like a stoned baby.
More coffee?
Yes, please, but I'm gonna need a little sugar.
Oh, okay. Let me grab that for... Oh. I don't know if you can fit my ass in your coffee mug.
Nah, but that ass fits perfectly on.
Stop! Stop it! I can hear you!
Yeah, I'm aware.
Sorry, Dawn.
Hey, Sunny?
Yeah?
Not that I'm not appreciative, but how come you have a guest room and a coffee maker, the supplies to make cinnamon rolls, and a mug that I'm now hoping has never been used to hold human blood?
That mug is strictly for human beverages, and I don't mean beverages made of humans. As for the rest, I have someone coming over in a sec who can explain it all a little better than I can.
I'm sure glad we saved you. Well, you did die, but, you know, you didn't have to die in some freaky vampire ceremony.
Well, I didn't die in a freaky vampire ceremony in the other timeline. I found out later that the ceremony was intended for Kiva and the Sanguis execs.
What happened in the old timeline?
In the old timeline, I lived on the commune for 4 months, suffering through Crawford's constant advances.
Gross.
He waited 4 months to turn you?
Yep. He caught me fooling around with a new recruit in the barn, and he flew off the handle.
Then he turned you?
Then he locked me in the cellar of the farmhouse for 3 weeks, sending commune members to toss food down for me to see if I'd changed my mind about being a lesbian or something, I guess.
I could spend 300 years in a cellar and it wouldn't put me off of gay sex.
Right?
What happened after the 3 weeks?
He came down to see if anything had changed about my feelings toward him, and I just told him he made me gayer.
Burn.
Then he turned me. He seemed to think that being a vampire would make me like him. Maybe not all men, but at least him. I don't know what unhinged straight guy logic he was using. I turned, and he tried to get me to eat the woman he had caught me making out with.
Then what?
Then I broke his nose and ran away. It took me a few decades to get on my feet. I had to break into funeral homes and morgues to get blood, but I made it. I didn't manage to finish medical school until 2016 in that timeline.
I'm sorry you have to live with that memory.
Well, thanks to y'all, it's like it happened to someone else, or like I watched a movie about it. I remember it, but you've turned the volume down on that memory. Instead of that, I have the memory of you two beating yourselves up about trying to save me. I can remember how confident you both were that I was stronger than anything being a vampire could throw at me.
You heard that?
Yep,
You heard all of that?
every word. Mwah. And there's the person who can explain what happened to me after the vampire blood started working, and I actually died.
Standing in the doorway was an elderly woman with stark white hair pulled back into a long braid that draped over her shoulder. In her left hand, she held a well-worn, reusable shopping bag. In her right hand was a familiar, gnarled walking stick.
Sonny, it's so good to see you. I'm so sorry I didn't get to make the delivery last time. My hip was acting up. This is for you.
That's all right. I was glad to get to see Patrick and the kids. Shoban is getting so tall. How's your hip today? Do you need a seat?
Kiva?
Dawn, I knew you'd look the same, but it's strange nonetheless. Oh, and Rita, you're wearing the robe I gave to Sonny 2 Christmases ago, which tells me the two of you finally did the horizontal mambo.
Some of it was vertical.
Okay, hold on. Sunny, you two have stayed close friends this whole time?
Yes.
And are you not tempted to eat her? It's been over 50 years. I thought you tried not to get close to humans for fear of, murdering them.
You hadn't told them yet?
I was waiting on you. Coffee?
Yes, thank you. Well, after listening to the two of you talk about Sunny in the barn, I could piece together that she was a vampire who didn't kill. I'd never heard of anyone strong enough to do that before. I had to help her.
What did you do?
Well, she wasn't going to turn into a vampire fast enough for us to get the hell out of that cult. The blood spell would be worn off, and they'd be looking for human seed. And I knew Sunny would be hungry as all get out when she woke up. So I contacted the other world for help.
What happened?
My ancestors taught me how to open a portal to the nearest grove of druids. That landed me in the storage room of a garden supply store in, Dallas.
A garden supply store.
The local druid grove operated under the guise of a mushroom foraging club that met at the garden store. One of their ovates owned the place or something.
Then what happened?
Unfortunately, Sunny had to be locked up until I could convince them that she wouldn't be trouble. Quite frankly, I wasn't entirely convinced myself. I was taking a leap of faith. They did their own divinations and found that to be true. They donated their own blood to feed her.
Wait, you don't have to drink the jungle juice at the morgue anymore? You get to drink human blood like a normal person. A normal vampire.
Yep, that's what's in this bag. Kiva and her family deliver me blood from the local druids every week.
But your eyes aren't red.
Because she still hasn't killed anyone. This was given consensually, and it doesn't hurt anyone.
Bingo. They did even more than give me their blood. They knew I'd still live with the impulse to kill, and I'd get very lonely.
The Grove and I contacted the other world and came up with a plan.
Wait, Sunny, do you not have the impulse to eat humans anymore?
Oh, I definitely still do. Medical school was a nightmare.
Sunny was strong enough to keep her soul and not kill humans in your original timeline. The other druids and I came to the same conclusion in our talks with the other world. You and Rita saved my life that day. The least I could do is help with someone you both cared about in return. We came up with a spell.
What does the spell do?
It's a blood spell, not the warlocky kind, but a binding spell. Sunny is bound to me as a sister.
And the spell keeps me from seeing her as food. My vampire nose registers her smell as a fellow vampire.
That's great. So this time around, you at least had a friend.
I had way more than that.
Oh no. Is she a sexy friend? Am I the other woman? Were you two looking for a third? I'm not complaining. I've had a three-way with a septuagenarian before. 2 of them, actually. I'd be more than happy to...
No, relax. Mwah.
I was worried when I got pregnant some years later that my dear friend Sunny wouldn't be able to see my son, but as it turns out, the blood spell applies to my family as well.
So you can chill with any of the Murphys here without wanting to murder them.
Yeah, I had a family this time around. And it's all thanks to the 2 of you being there to help Kiva.
Sunny walked over to her coffee table and pulled out a large photo album from beneath a stack of poetry books. She sat it on the table in front of Rita and Dawn. She turned to an early page. There was a picture of Sunny holding a newborn. From Sunny's clothes, Dawn inferred that it was the early 70s.
Oh, would you look at that? There's Sunny with my oldest, Patrick. He was such a little thing. He came a month early.
You see the hat he's wearing? I knit that. I finally got to meet one of the babies I knit a hat for.
And I still have every single thing she knit for my kids.
Oh, Sunny, that's wonderful.
Dawn flipped through the album. She found a picture of Sunny in front of a Christmas tree. She sat on the floor with a little boy in her lap. He couldn't have been much older than 6. She looked like she'd been tickling him when the photo was taken. Her fangs were out, and she smiled as she seemed to be telegraphing a feigned attempt to bite him. The little boy's face was so joyous, Dawn could almost hear him giggling through the picture.
It was hard to fight impulses when I had nothing to lose. This time, having the Murphys be my family, I had people who needed me. I couldn't let them down. It's a lot easier to make good choices when you have motivation outside yourself.
Dawn flipped to the portion of the album that seemed to be from the mid-'80s. Sunny stood in a cap and gown with Kiva and 3 children who were the spitting image of their mom. It was Sunny's medical school graduation.
None of the people in that picture would be here without you 2. I have 4 grandkids. They wouldn't be here either. If you ever need anything, Dawn, I'm here to help, without question.
Say, Donnie, do you think this counts toward you not going to hell? Or do you think the fact that we altered the timeline and blackmailed Kyle cancels it out?
Fuck, I hadn't thought about that.
Well, I have some news that may help you solve your murder. Sunny filled me in on your situation. It's kind of odd that you just left that out when we met.
Sorry, it just didn't seem pertinent to the immediate threat of a vampire cult.
Well, Kiva seems to think it's entirely pertinent.
How can I explain this in a way that isn't condescending and insulting?
Say it the insulting way. I bet it'll be funny.
Thanks.
Well, I just mean that I know you don't know a lot about being a witch, and I don't know how much I need to spell things out for you.
Just spell it out as if though I were a toddler. I might as well be one when it comes to this witchy bullshit.
Okay. So there are many types of witches.
Uh-huh.
Alchemists, warlocks, sorcerers, druids, and artificers. There are less common ones, like necromancers, enchanters, and diviners.
Okay.
Most of us, except those shifty little warlocks, use our power to maintain balance in this dimension. That's why so many of us hunt vampires. They create a cosmic imbalance by pulling souls out of their natural cycle. Whenever they do that, more energy from hell dimensions gets funneled here to prevent the dimensions from trying to balance themselves.
How do they balance themselves?
Well, it's never actually happened, but it's largely suspected that the walls of 2 imbalanced dimensions would tear, that make a new dimension that houses 2 old ones, for balance, like a combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Oh, let's do that.
Not literally a combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, just humans being massacred by roving bands of hungry demons.
Would there still be a single establishment where I might procure both a pizza and a Baja Blast?
Nope.
How about just a Baja Blast?
There would be no more Baja Blast. Baja Blast would be gone.
Rita, people would die. Why are you worried about a Baja Blast?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Humanity peaked with the Baja Blast. If there's no more of that delicious blue stuff, life wouldn't be worth living.
I think Kiva was trying to relay some important information.
Fine.
If you can let them talk, we'll go buy you a Baja Blast later. And maybe I do that thing that you like so much.
Hell yeah. That thing you did last night that made me screech like a howler monkey? This is my kind of quiet game.
That was you? I didn't dream about a howler monkey?
Yeah. Did you know that vampire strength includes their tongues? She did this thing where...
Gross, no.
Rita.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Please continue.
all witches share a belief in the sanctity of balance. We try to maintain it. The problem is we never work together. We all use our own specialties, and we rarely talk to those outside of our specialty.
But I thought you and my abuelita were friends.
We were. Your grandma was different. She thought that if we all worked together for once, maybe keeping balance would be easier. Maybe we could eliminate the vampires entirely and be free to use magic to help solve human problems, like hunger and houselessness. Us younger witches in the 60s liked her ideas. The older ones in our specialties did not.
So do you all work together now?
Well, that's the thing. After the barn, we started being hunted. All of us. The vampires started hunting us.
Oh no, I did this.
Well, no. Well, from what I've learned, this happened in the other timeline, too.
Then what happened?
We all retreated from the idea of working together entirely. We were all worried about protecting ourselves. Your family moved to the workshop. From what I understand, it's in some pocket dimension now. I never saw your grandmother again.
So what does this mean?
We're all good at protecting ourselves in our own ways. We've managed to evade them for over 50 years. But something changed in the last few months. They've been picking us off. The list of strange deaths that Sonny gave you, they are all witches.
What changed?
Well, hell, I don't know. You're the young one now. That's for you to figure out.
Speaking of you being old, you'd better get home, Kiva.
What? Why?
You need to get home and eat before your afternoon meds, and you have to go to physical therapy for your hip at 2.
Oh, fiddle. My hip is fine.
It hurts so much after physical therapy, you can't even drive home.
And if I don't do the physical therapy, I can still drive.
I guess you don't want your grandson to take you to physical therapy and then out for ice cream?
I suppose it is Keegan's week to take me. I guess I can't miss that.
You should message him and let him know you're on your way home.
Nah. Which doohickey on my phone do I message with?
He's been using this new app lately, remember? I downloaded it for you. I made you a folder labeled Keegan.
That says Keegan. Well, shit. I'd been ignoring that folder because I thought it said vegan and you were trying to convert me again.
That's another folder. And I am trying to convert you. Your cholesterol is out of control.
Psh. Well, I'll keep going. If you need my help with anything, give me a call.
Thanks.
There's a vegan restaurant finder app in that folder. Go get vegan ice cream. Your cholesterol, Kiva.
Well, we should get back to my place and figure out what we're going to do next.
Yeah, about that.
What?
When I broke in to get you clothes, someone had broken in before me.
Now for a brief commercial break.
Hey y'all, Violet here. Your best friend, your scuba instructor, and unofficial Emmy Award winner for Best Actress portraying a sentient oven. I also play Sunny, Carmilla, and a few other characters here on today's Lucky Winner, and I was wanting to ask you a favor. If you like this show, could you please also check out Control-Alt-Crit on YouTube? That's CTRL-ALT-CRIT on YouTube. It's a whole network of nerdy gaming content suitable for anyone who likes board games, video games, card games, games of life and death. I don't know what you're into. But I play a whole bunch of things over there, both characters and games. For example, 21XX is a live play YouTube series set in the Mega Man universe, where we play a custom tabletop role-playing game developed by our game master Sean Fowler. I play a mechanaloid cooking robot named CH3-F Italica, or Chef for short, that escaped from a life trapped inside of a vending machine. So if you're into that kind of thing, come check us out at controlaltcrit.com. And come check out all the awesome stuff we have over there. There's not just me, but if you want to check out cool people like me, check out Control Alt Crit. Anyway, thank you. Bye-bye.
Hallo und wie geht's, Dallas?
That means howdy, y'all, to your Texans.
I am Sabina Weiss.
Und I am her other half, Lucas Weiss.
You may know us by our social media handles, Schnucki Fit Family.
Are you a personal trainer, Reiki practitioner, life coach, or other wellness personality with a social media platform?
We want to invite you to the first annual Fitfluencer Convention happening next month in Fort Worth.
Learn how to grow your platform, maximize ad revenues, and convince people of your credentials.
Be among the first Americans to get access to the new social media platform we've helped develop.
Take classes from some of the biggest fitness influencers around.
Classes include how to sell people tea that makes them poop with Aura Ignacio.
Telling people there is something wrong with their vaginas mit Gondlin Smeltru.
Telling people that you take your neurodivergent child is a burden while selling essential oils mit Kai-Brian Mellencamp.
Und the carnivore diet, weil real men eat only meat und weil vegetables are for better cooks mit yours truly.
Und many, many more.
Tickets are only $580 for a weekend pass.
Get yours now at fitfluencerfortworth.biz.
Sunny dropped Dawn and Rita off at the impound lot on her way to work. The ice cream truck had been impounded when the security guard at Lone Star Digital Assets noticed it was missing a parking pass. $300 poorer, a sullen Dawn drove to her apartment. When she opened her disconcertingly unlocked door, she found her apartment to be missing some things. Some important things.
Fuck!
Easy, little buddy. I know it's a bummer.
Bummer? Bummer! They took my computer!
You still have your laptop. Good thing you take it with you everywhere like a fucking dork.
They took the steamer trunk!
Yeah, but you still have the fugly eyeball necklace. They can't get it open without it.
That's where the instructions on finding the workshop were.
Hey, hold on. I yeeted that empty barf-covered book over here the other day. Remember? It had your name on it. Then we found Cabroncita, and I forgot it existed. Because guns are cooler than books. Got it.
Wonderful. An embossed journal. That'll save me.
Are you going to be in one of these moods?
What moods?
Oh no, a minor inconvenience and my life is ruined.
A minor inconvenience? This was a lead on my murder. My apartment has been ransacked.
We still have the dead witch list. We can follow that lead.
They've been in my home. We can't stay here.
We can live in the fucking ice cream truck like Shaggy and Scooby.
I am not going to be cooped up in a truck with you for the rest of the... What the fuck was that?
Hello? Cool, it's nothing. Let's leave.
There's clearly someone here.
Oh, how grotesquely Texan of you. What if the home intruder is a human? Or just like some big-ass cat?
It's clearly not human. Get out your scythe.
Fine.
It sounds like it's in my bedroom.
Dawn and Rita crept slowly down the short hallway in her apartment. When they reached her bedroom door at the end, Dawn could hear movement inside. Rita clutched her scythe with both hands and nodded to Dawn. She nodded in return and kicked open the door. She looked around. She didn't see anything. What had they just heard?
What? There's nobody here.
Little buddy? Pretend you're my height and look again.
Dawn looked up to see a man in khaki pants and an olive green polo shirt crawling on her bedroom ceiling. He stared at them unblinkingly. Suddenly, a long tongue whipped out of his mouth, hitting the opposite corner of the ceiling.
What the fuck?
Cool!
Before you kill me, did you know that this apartment building has a termite infestation? I was just trying to help out.
Rita, why the hell is some Jake from State Farm looking motherfucker eating termites on my ceiling?
Lizard demon. Your basic minion. They get used for surveillance a lot because the whole crawling on ceilings thing. And they can blend into their surroundings like a chameleon, usually.
Why does this one look like an accountant?
Hey, this one's name is Doug. I didn't expect you two to actually be here. I got peckish, and then your yelling in there really spooked me. I knocked the picture off the wall, and I'm just frazzled as heck. So here I am, eating termites on your ceiling, stuck in my human disguise.
What are your pronouns, Douglas?
Oh, goodness. He, him. Thank you so much for asking. You know, they said you two were dangerous, but you seem like really nice ladies. Why don't I just scoot, and I'll tell the folks at Sanguis I didn't see anything.
Oh, Doug. That was just basic decency on my part. I'm not the monster here. I wanted to make sure I could be as accurate as possible when I tell Dawn here to shoot him in the leg!
What?
Shoot him in the leg!
Dawn aimed Cabroncita and shot at Doug's leg. She hit it. She was really getting better at this gunslinging business. Her shot landed at the back of his left knee. To her disgust, everything below that knee fell off of Doug and onto the floor. In shock from the pain, Doug came tumbling down from the ceiling a split second later. When his leg hit the ground, it was no longer human. The amputated limb looked like it belonged to a giant mutant gecko.
My leg! What in the heck? I thought you were nice ladies.
You thought wrong, lizard boy.
He has a lizard leg.
Yeah, he has a whole lizard body. He's just in disguise. He dropped that limb as a defense mechanism. That way, a more powerful minion can munch on his leg while he hobbles away. But he's in shock right now. He's not going to be able to run for a while.
What are you going to do to me?
Rita's going to clear all of my clothes off of that chair in the corner of my room, and we're going to tie you up with the string lights from behind my bed.
Yeah, that won't cut it.
And duct tape! We have a shit ton of duct tape!
Rita cleared the massive pile of wrinkled laundry off of Dawn's clothes chair. They grabbed Doug from the floor and carried him over to the chair. Dawn paced around her bedroom trying to think of what they should ask their prisoner. Rita began using massive amounts of duct tape to secure their scaly intruder. After she was confident in the amount of duct tape she'd used, she gingerly wrapped the string lights around him and plugged them in. Rita figured it wouldn't hurt to have nice lighting for their interrogation.
Oh, Douglas, you broke into the wrong apartment.
I swear, if you let me go, I'll tell them I couldn't find you.
We have some questions for you. You're not going anywhere.
Please, no! They have ways of finding out if I told their secrets. They'll do unimaginable things to me if I betray them.
Well, buckle up, chucklefuck. My girl Dawn here is fucking deranged. You're gonna be praying to your demonic baby lizard Jesus that Sanguis would punish you instead of her.
What are you gonna do to me?
I'm gonna shoot you.
You already did that.
That was your leg. I'm gonna shoot you in the hole. I'm gonna shoot you in the hole.
Gross, what the fuck, Dawn? That's not even scary, that's disgusting.
It's both vague and graphic, leaving me thoroughly unsettled.
That's exactly it, Doug. Like, what hole does she mean? I think that's the unsettling part.
Right? What am I supposed to...
I don't know. Your favorite hole.
Oh my god. Oh, sweet god. Not my cloaca.
Tell us what we want to know.
I would, if you'd ask me anything, yet please, I'll tell you anything.
I feel so silly. We haven't asked you anything yet, have we? Wait, what's a cloaca? Do I have a cloaca?
What did they send you here to do?
They wanted me to stay here to see if you came back. I was supposed to keep searching the place to see if I could get any information on where you may be going. They've been looking for Dawn, but they haven't been able to track her down.
Why are they looking for Dawn?
To kill her? For a sacrifice?
They killed me once. Why would they want to kill me again?
From what I understand, they just drugged you once.
What?
Your meds? That was supposed to knock you out and leave you suggestible, so they could sacrifice you in some blood ceremony.
Hold on, Sanguis didn't kill her?
No, they intended to, but when they came to get you after you took your meds, to get you ready for their sacrifice, the coroners were already at your apartment. A fireman found you after the smoke alarm had gone off.
So my death really was an accident?
Oh, definitely not.
How do you know that?
Because there was some shadow creature in your apartment when they sent me in to investigate.
There was?
Yeah, I had never seen anything like it. If I stared at it too long, this intense, cold fear ran over my body. It had no eyes, but it stared into my soul. Well, you know, metaphorically speaking. I don't actually have a soul.
So, we're back at square one. Sanguis didn't kill me. How do we follow a lead on some monster?
What does Sanguis know about the shadow monster?
I don't know! Just what I told them. I don't know what they know. They don't tell me anything. I'm just a minion.
You're lying. I've been to hell, a hell made for minions. They will always lie to protect their masters.
What hell did you go to?
What, like they all have names? I don't know. It was some rehab center.
Oh my god. Don't tell me it was the rehab center for mimic demons.
Oh my god. Yeah, have you been there?
A couple times! I was visiting an old college buddy who was getting treated there. Do you know Devlin?
Holy shit, Devlin had the room beside mine.
Oh, Sunny's calling me. You okay in here with Doug?
Yeah, we're fine. So you went to college with Dev.
We were in the same frat.
Dawn walked back into the hallway and closed the door. Overcome with feelings about the revelations Doug had just given her, she knew she had to bottle up those feelings for later. Now that she was out of sight from the others, she felt the urge to cry, balling up into a painful knot in the middle of her throat. If she started crying now, she wouldn't be able to stop. She tried to sound as normal as possible when she answered the phone.
Hey, Sunny. Yeah? Oh no. Telling me to sit down is bad. Okay, I'm sitting. No! Another dead witch? How did you find out they're a witch? Why are you crying? No, we just... Are you sure? Of course we'll stay over tonight. I was actually thinking about asking you if we could before you called. Okay, I'll tell her. I'll see you in a little while.
Dawn pulled herself up off the floor and prepared herself to break some news to Rita. The tears over that phone call had found their way out, and the floodgates had opened wide enough for her tears about her murder to make their way through too. She was sobbing. She opened the door to her bedroom.
There was no candy in rehab, so he smuggled in a bag of Skittles by shoving them up his...
Rita.
Sunny said... She said...
Is Sunny okay?
Kiva's dead.
What?
Murdered. They murdered Kiva.
Yikes. This seems like a really private thing. Should I go? This is really none of my...
Ah!
Hey y'all, it's Brienne. I want to say thanks for listening to episode 11. Also thank you to Autumn Potts from Control-Alt-Crit for coming to join us as Kiva once again. If you like Autumn and you want to hear more from her, and you love our little booger bear Violet and you want to hear more from her, they are both on the YouTube channel Control-Alt-Crit, and they have all kinds of gaming, tabletop RPGs, MMOs, really deep dives into some MMOs I didn't know existed and I want to play now. But yeah, check out that YouTube channel. The link is in our show description. And also in our show details are social media handles for the cast. So if you love these ding dongs, half as much as I do, and you want to see what they're up to when they're not saying fart jokes I wrote for a podcast, go to our show details and you can see what everyone's up to outside of this. And also on social media, I don't know, I've heard like if you like the show and you share about us on social media, it means you're like really hot or something. I don't know, that might just be my personal opinion, but I heard only hot people share about how much they like the show on social media and tell their friends to listen to it. So hot people only, share on social media. You literally won't be allowed to do it if you're not hot. So just like go test it and go share it. And then unrelated to that, I am going to be on the podcast, The Morning Meeting, MOURNING meeting, tomorrow. That episode should come out, and I will go put the link to that in the show details after the episode has aired, so y'all can get a link to that. But I will be on the morning meeting with Mandy Zucker talking about my own near-death experience. That actually was a big inspiration for writing this audio drama. And, you know, content warning, because I did nearly die. So it's not like a super chill thing that happened, but if you feel like you are up to listening to that and you're okay with some kind of spooky medical stuff, I really recommend it. Mandy does grief counseling for adolescents, and she talks about, you know, what resources I wish I would have had, and it was a really, really good conversation. So check out the morning meeting tomorrow, and I will try to put the details in the show notes. I'm definitely going to post about it on our social media, though, so go check that out. So our next episode 12, is going to be out on March 1st. Can't wait for that. And until next time, try not to die.